Let me tell you something, Divine Souls. I realized on this journey, for so long, I always felt like I didn't belong, or like I wasn't accepted or loved or just seen or heard for who I truly was. And on top of that, I was still learning who I truly was. And I think about the path that I've been on as far as the spiritual journey, and just sharing the holistic health and wellness knowledge and wisdom that I've been sharing with y'all, that I've been learning on my own journey. And what really clicked for me was just like, I can really relate to, looking for your answers, wanting to know who you truly are, or for me, about my roots and just like where I come from. That had always been a thing for me because I grew up adopted. And so my connection with my biological family wasn't something I had. And then the family I was adopted into, it wasn't very connected and close. So even though it wasn't my family history, there still wasn't family history and ancestors and those things being talked about. Nor was the type of foods and spiritual practices. There were these things, ever things that we were discussing. I grew up with a heavily Christian mother, single mother as well. So that and these things all played a huge part in just the amount of wounds and trauma that I built up over time, and why I felt so many of those feelings and emotions. And on top of my father, he passed away from cancer. So that was something I discovered just out the blue randomly. And so for me, it was just a lot of many chapters of consistent just imbalance of relationships, and as well as just disconnection from my roots and who I am, to just feel just more secure, more safe in my knowing and who I am, because growing up as well, like I said, wanting to be accepted and loved for who I was. Like, I grew up, I feel like, knowing deeply who I've always been, but there was always someone or something, whether it was my mother, whether it was school or, entertainment, or just myself getting involved with the wrong people and things. These things all led to me, not even being able to connect with my own self, or be able to accept me the way I wanted others to also accept me, because of such a huge disconnect. And I think about the path I'm on now, and I've never felt more connected than I have now, more than ever. And it's because of the things, just like in this world, I dealt with a lot of just things hidden from me as well. So let me just add that in there, because it goes into why this is so important. Things were hidden from me, or not told to me in full truth or at all. And so I could really understand and understand that when it comes to our health and our wellness, as well as the type of foods, and just us as melanated carbon beings, who we are and how these things affect us. And because we have such a different genetic makeup code, like, we are different. We are not this body or the mind that we've always been taught to believe. We are spiritual beings, cosmic light beings, energetic beings, much more than this. A pure, powerful essence. That ignites this vessel. And it's through me discovering African holistic health and wellness knowledge through known scholars and teachers, and that's like Dr. Laila Africa, Dr. Sebi, and Queen Afuya. Like, these three are the three that have made such a tremendous difference along my journey and have helped me in reconnecting with who I truly am and getting back to our true natural ways, which is why I feel like us as a people, which is why it's so important with what I do and share on my social media platforms, is us as a people. We have been living a lifestyle that has not been aligned with our natural makeup. We naturally are one with all that is natural. So everything in this planet, we are deeply connected to. And that means that goes for the things that we consume. Because like I said, we are energy beings. And so everything that we consume has a vibration, has an energy to it. And it's either a high vibrational energy or it's a low vibrational energy. And we have been living on a lifestyle that has kept us in a low vibrational nature, outside of who we truly are, outside of our power, outside of our conscience. And this has kept us in a lower nature, outside of, being able, preventing us, I should say, from ascending and expanding the way we are meant to, in mind, body, and soul. Because our ancient ancestors, the ones that have guided me and gotten me back on this path, that is the path that we all know and will remember once we reconnect and get back to our natural original ways. Because one thing I've also learned is I never felt a belonging like no other until I reconnected to all that was natural and organic. From diet, the foods I consume, to connecting with our natural organic resources within this planet. Because like I said, we're connected to all of it. It all comes from us. And that's just the message I have to share. And I just feel like sharing a part of my journey to connect that dot a little more, will just help you in understanding and understanding just why I'm so passionate about this, why it's such a huge matter for me, you could say. If anything is important, it's me helping my people to raise their vibrations, their consciousness, to get back to wholeness, back to our roots and our original ways, to depend on ourselves and know that the power is within us, and to connect, like I said, to all that is natural. And this is cycles we have to break. And this is what I learned, because I seen that I was the one breaking them all. And if I didn't start it, when would it start? And so I chose for myself to have a better life and to create lives for future generations that are of the highest and greatest good and higher consciousness, the way it needs to be in this world for our people. It was just needed. It was a must. And I also came to realization that I was hugely into the climate issues going on, but I'm glad I stepped away from social media because I've also been able to really reflect in Mother Earth. The divine energy has let me know that this is what needs to take course in order to bring things even back into balance. And so everything you see going on in the world is because the divine feminine energy is here to balance things back out, bring order back to the planet. Because the divine feminine energy has been what has been abused, misused, mistreated, and disrespected for too long. And now it's time that we get things back in alignment and on course. And that's what's happening. And we need to align ourselves, which is why it's so important for us to start to raise our vibrations, switch up our lifestyles, switch over to a plant-based alkaline vegan lifestyle. Just eat more natural organic food, getting away from the fluoride water and drinking more natural water sources like spring water, distilled water, H3O, which is water that is within our fruits and vegetables. So this is all things that are very important for us to continue to expand and ascend and come into that collective consciousness and unity consciousness, the way the planet is moving into. And so it's just time, and I just wanted to share that message.